All right, thanks for stopping back by. We're going to continue on this, trying to repair this oil painting on canvas. We stopped yesterday. Need to put some more, put a little more terrain in on that cliff. We got to work on that cliff, and then, well, just work on a couple of things. And we're not gonna spend a lot of time on it. I just want to wrap it up. We wanted to fix it. Painted it several months ago and just left it sit, so it's been dry for a long period of time. This end here is wet from working on it yesterday, but we're going to continue with that and try to get it to look halfway decent. I've got to wanted to make those sandstone cliffs. I guess I need my glasses. There we go, that would help. I'm going to make these sandstone cliffs, but it's a painting, so I'm not trying to be super realistic with it, or realistic at all. That realism stuff has never been my thing. I'm too lazy for that. Yeah, I'm just too lazy for that. So let's see. Hopefully this paint it's still wet enough, the paint that I was using yesterday. All right, so what I want to do, I was thinking last night, I'm going to run this sandstone out. Yeah, run this sandstone out. Undercut it. If you've ever seen those sandstone cliffs out in Colorado, I used to live out there in a monument. It's rather, if you walk around and you look at those cliffs from underneath, it's kind of an eye opener, because some of them are really thin under there, and they might look solid from above, but you're actually standing on 2 or 3 foot of sandstone that could crumble and end you. If you look at it from underneath. Okay, what I had in mind, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do, but you see, we keep moving. Break my rules every time. Break my rules there every time. I should have kept moving. Should have kept moving here. Like I said, we're going to try to get this to look right. I'm not saying that it will. Not saying that it will, and right now it ain't looking too hot. Some days are, like they say, some days are diamonds and some days are stones. This is not what I had in mind. Not what I had in mind. But we're kind of looking at it. We're kind of looking at it from the edge, so still not what I had in mind. Sometimes a painting is going to turn out different than different than you envisioned. With me, it's pretty frequent. Yeah, I put too much thinner. Too much thinner on there. Yeah. Yes, indeed. This is what I can do. I can take some of this off, but let's see. Yeah, just get so much thinner on there, I could wipe it all off. Too much thinner. It's really frustrating when you're trying to get something done. Sure is. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Too much thinner. Let's see. I'm just gonna lift some of it. Lift some of it out. Look, so much thinner on there. Didn't realize that brush was that soaked. So much thinner on there, it just practically lifted the whole image. Sure did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that white with no thinner. And move around with it. This is just white paint with no thinner. Because everything was darker than I wanted. I had put the rocks darker than I wanted. Maybe I can put just paint up here and mitigate some of that damage. Maybe I can. I had quit using, well, I had quit painting period for almost 40 years. And I was just doing pencil drawings and pen and ink and stuff because I just had tried it. I had tried oil painting when I was in my 20s, and it was so frustrating that I didn't have anybody teach me. And I didn't have any patience in those days. So I worked on this one painting. I had a break in service, and I was living in the edge of Compton, in California, on 5th and Atlantic there. And I worked on a painting for, hours. I worked on it like all night. I was trying to get it right. It just wouldn't, because I didn't know anything. Looking back on it, I had put way too much linseed oil on it. I mean, it was saturated with linseed oil. So, as I remember. And of course, I couldn't work it. It was just, the paint wasn't staying anywhere. And I got so aggravated after staying up all night working on it. I had some coffee that next morning, and I was living in an apartment there, and I was headed down to there was a dumpster down at the bottom of the stairs. I grabbed that thing up after I had some coffee. Was headed to the dumpster with it, which was, like I say, right at the bottom of the stairs. You go out my door and go down a stairway and make a right, and dumpster's about 10 feet. So I was headed to it, and the landlord, the guy who was watching over the apartments, was an old man, and he was living there also with his wife. But he saw me going downstairs. He said, where are you going with that? I said, I'm going to throw it in the trash. But he said, can I have it? I said, it ain't any good, man. And he wanted it, so I gave it to him. And it was terrible. It was terrible. I hated it. I felt bad about giving it to him, but he wanted it, so. But it was terrible, and it was saturated with linseed oil. I think it's probably not dry yet. I was thinking back on those days, like I say, that was Compton, and in later years, I was thinking that Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all those guys. I was thinking they were always thought, they were older than me, or at least my age. But when I was living in Compton, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre were in Long Beach Elementary School in 5th grade. Not far from where I lived, actually, but they were in 5th grade. Or Snoop was. I don't know if Dr. Dre was in the same class, but it's actually, they say, where he started his rapping career was in school there. But I had always thought of them as being grown, but they wasn't. They were just kids. They were just kids when I was there. Yeah, I'm just going to have to try to put some more color in here and try to make this look right. I don't know if it's going to. This is really frustrating. Something that I probably should have looked up a picture of, even though. Yeah, I'll just. Yeah, I'll just put some shadows in there and try to make that. I don't know. That's not. I'm not happy with it. It's just not. So that's one of those things that I should have. I don't know. I might come back to it. Thing is, I just wanted to wrap this thing up. And be done with it. But it's not going to let me. It's not going to let me do it easily. It is not. Let me see. Let me grab a smaller brush. What do we got here? Yeah, here's a small. I don't know. It's got enough It's got enough thinner on that board there. I was going to take some paint and put some shadows in places. You say, keep moving. Keep moving. Maybe I can surprise myself and get something that will make me not want to take this to the trash. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. You're looking too promising right now. That sure is not looking like a cliff right now. It is not. It is not. Yeah, it isn't. Yeah. It's really frustrating because I had an image in my mind of what I wanted this to be, and it's not at all that. It is not at all that. Here, I just grabbed a bunch of this paint thinner, but I gotta have it because I gotta clean this off a little bit. What I'm putting on there is supposed to be painter's black, but it's not because I don't have enough red in it. So it's a bluish color, which is all right. I'm looking at trying to make some shadows is what I'm doing. Trying to make some shadows. Yeah. No. See, I should. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. I got to get off of this. I'm spending too much time on it, and like I was saying before, in every one of these videos, don't get fixed on one thing. You'll wind up making a mess and cause yourself a lot of work trying to fix it. It's pretty much where I'm at right now. Spending too much time on this, trying to fix these rocks. So right now. No. Right now, let me get back to, let me try to put this, this here, I messed this up yesterday. Put some white in there. Yeah, not bearing a lot of, couldn't bear a lot of scrutiny up close right now. Nope. Could not. Could not. Maybe I can smooth this out. Nope, damn it. Yeah. It's helping a little bit. Mm. Still got that tan color in there that I've got to fix. Now I got two brushes. Got two brushes with this stuff on it. Let's see. Yeah, I need to work on that girl's well, first of all, I need to clean this brush off and work on that clothes that she's wearing there. No. See, this is a good brush. This is one of the brushes I bought for oil, just for oil, but very disappointing. The ends fuzzed out. Now you can take an X-Acto knife and lay that down on a board and trim those if you want, which is, if I didn't have something else right now, that's what I would do. Cut off those fuzzy ones. But what I'm going to do with this clothes that she's got, I'm going to try to, I don't know, try to put a little bit of shade in there, in spots like at the bottom of her pants leg, a little bit. And on that other foot, separate this foot from the other one. You don't want to waste too much time in there. Too much time in there, though. And I'm going to take some of this dark and make the strings on her. Some of those buckskin strings. Oh, yeah. And put some shadows in there. Front of her arm. Underneath the edge of that paint's still wet. See, gotta remember that. That's the thing about oil paint. You forget that once, and you'll screw something up big time. Which I just had to remember that stuff is wet that we put on there yesterday. Yeah. Back up and look. It's good to back up and look at it. I don't have the room in here to back up as far as I should, but if I was working on it for somebody, it's for myself, and for this here, I'm really not too concerned. But if I was working on it for money, I would put it down and back up a good 15 feet and look at it, and that will make things stand out. I mean, stand out. The mistakes, they will stand out, but you won't see them until you back up. And it needs to be, like I said, a good 15 15, 20 feet. And then do that periodically while you're painting. In these videos I stay right up on it. You shouldn't do that. Every few minutes you should back up about 15, 20 feet and look, because it'll save you continuing on a mistake that you're making that you don't see. Let me see if I can put some lips on this girl without ruining it. Because that area is so small, I'm hesitant to try to use this brush to do it. Actually, you can use a toothpick. I don't have one with me, of course, because I'm not prepared. But you can use a toothpick for something that small. I'm going to try to do it with this. If I mess it up, it'll cost me. If I mess it up, it'll cost me. I'm just going to grab some of this red paint. And remember, you got wet paint over here and over there. This is a good time to have one of those sticks. They sell them, but you can make one with a yardstick. Tie some socks on both ends of it, and it'll sit up again. It'll hold that yardstick off, and you can rest your hand on it to paint. Or a piece of wood, hell, anything stiff. But I don't have one. I really need one right now. I'm gonna try. This is man. Let's see if I go too far. There we go. That's it. See, that's far enough. I'm not going any farther. That's far enough. Because you can really get into a mess. Now, got her hand down there. I need to put some light color, maybe even white, and just a little bit of white on her hand, because that should still be wet also. So it's her left hand. Ooh, yeah, it's too white, isn't it? Thumb. Looking like a pair of boots instead of a hand. Yeah, see? Well, not ideal, but it lets you see that there's a hand there. Yeah, looks a little more natural. Yeah, I still got, I don't know if you can see it, in this area right here, the tan came away from the clothes that she's wearing, and it's mixed with the white, and I need that to be white. But I'm not gonna, the way I got the sky there, I did that on purpose, and I want to leave it that way. That's just something that I do. Other people don't. It's just something I don't mind showing the brush strokes that I do. I guess maybe that's my style. I don't know, or maybe I'm lazy. But I've had a painting or two where I've done that on, and to me it looks okay. So that's pretty much all that matters. That's pretty much all that matters. Somebody else wants to do something different, they can go right on ahead. But since I'm doing it, this will do. Damn, I'm gonna try to put some white on there without ruining this white paint I've got here. Oh, damn it. Hang out. It's the thing, that paint's still wet, the brown's still there, and it's still wet. So if you persist, you'll just keep drawing that brown out farther and farther. So once you get it, yeah, it's still in there, brown. Oh, damn it. See? Got too close to that red. Holy hell. You can wind up creating a mess in about a heartbeat. You surely can. So I need to put a lot of white paint on there with no thinner. Well, or what's on the brush. And try it. See, I don't know. Maybe I should move away from it. Doing what I was telling you not to do. It's just bugging me. It's just bugging me. It is just bugging me. Yeah, there we go. It's just bugging me, this orange. Yeah, there we go. Now, if I can get it. Oh, damn it. See? This brush has got some of that orange in it. And didn't see it, but it's in there. Now, I've drawn it further out, and I've got to cover it. Got to cover it. So, let's see. Damn. That's the problem. I like oil paint, but damn it. It can be a challenge. Now, like I say, I got all the time in the world to come back to that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screw around here and really, really get irritated and mess something up. Mess something up pretty bad. What was I going to go ahead and do here? Let's see. I can back up a foot. I don't have far to back up. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I'm going to go ahead and carry on with something that I'm going to do as a finishing. Because once I get into that, I may leave it anyway. I may leave it as it is anyway. What I'm going to do, and like I said, sometimes you got to go for it, and it's hard to do once you work on. If you work on something a long time, it's scary to make major changes, but that's what, well, can make or break a painting is I know a lot of art teachers will say, well, you just got to go for it. That's easy to say, but they understand, you work on something 15, 20 hours and you make a major change that could ruin it. It's scary, But what I wanted to do and what I'm going to do with this, and it may work and it may look like a disaster, is put snowflakes. Put snowflakes on it. And what I'm going to use to do that with, I better pick the worst brush I got for that because it'll ruin it. I'm going to use gesso for that. That's not what gesso's for. Gesso is it's used to cover canvas before you paint. If a canvas is not treated, you put gesso on it. It's white. You put gesso on it, and it covers the pores of the canvas. And then and it gets hard as concrete. And then you sand that off with sandpaper. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to close this because my gesso, as I would have it, is in this paint. My paint drawer that I have, which is it's not a drawer, it's actually a toolbox that I use to carry my paint with. But it's down in here, so I've got to move this. And not drop it. It won't fall. Okay, now I'm gonna get in here and get me some gesso. There we go. This is gesso. This stuff gets hard as concrete. Well, probably not quite, but you get the idea. Gets very hard. Let me see if this has got it. Yeah, this is a new bottle of it, which is good. I'm just going to dip it right out of the bottle. And like I said, this is one of those things where it's scary to do. But what the hell? If it doesn't work, I'll just cry later. I'll just cry about it later. Actually, I've got a good deal. I've got a stick that I sharpened to use for something else. Can you see this right? I just sharpened this stick for small things. But I'm going to use it for this gesso, and I don't know. This may work. It may not. Thing about gesso is it's very white. That's why I wanted to use it for this, because it'll stand out. Now, maybe if it doesn't. See. But whatever it'll do, that stuff will turn as hard as a rock later on. And it would take sandpaper. It would take sandpaper to to get it off. So this board is regardless, this board is done. Unless you wanted to sand it. So I'm gonna do this. Making snowflakes. But I like this gesso because it's really bright. It's brighter than the white. And hopefully I can get enough of it on there that people will understand what it is. That's the trick. Instead of going, what the hell is that? But that, as they say, is going for it. Because to me, it's like, damn, I may have ruined this whole thing after working on it for all these days. But it is what it is. It ain't going anywhere other than here. You guys will see it, but I'm not Bob Ross anyway. So we're gonna try to. Snowflakes are all kinds of sizes, right? And the ones up closer to you are bigger. That's the point. You want bigger ones and you want smaller ones. Snow. This is my favorite. I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite places to be in life, is in the mountains up high when it's snowing. If you've ever been there, you can actually hear the snowflakes hitting so quiet you can hear the snowflakes hitting the rocks. People might think I'm lying unless they've been there themselves, but it's true. You can hear snowflakes hitting the rocks. That is peace, is what that is. And I lived in the Colorado National Monument, and up there is what I'm talking about. Get way up high, and in the early winter or late winter, when the snow comes, and you can hear it setting up there. You can hear it hitting the rocks, and when a bird flies over, you can hear the wind through his feathers. That's a fact. But yeah, Colorado National Monument. Spent many a happy day there. So we're just gonna snowflakes. Oh hell, it's random. It's not like they come out of a machine, right? So. And like I said, I may wrap it up after this. I don't want to. I'm damn sure today I'm not going to go over this board anymore because I hit one of these gesso snowflakes and it'll make a mess. It will spread all over the place. And I'll have to have sandpaper to take it off. Like I say, you got to concern yourself with shape. Snowflakes, as they're falling, it's not like they fall uniformly. There's all kinds of shapes, so there's not. And don't try to make a typical snowflake shape. You just drive yourself insane. You just put little dots on there if you're gonna do it. And that's what I like about this gesso, though. See how that? I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully, it stands out. It's really white. It's whiter than the paint. And you're not supposed to use it for this, but put some up here. But use what works, Like I said, there ain't no rules of engagement for painting. You do what works. There's nobody out there that knows it all. Some people think they do, but they don't. They know how to paint like they paint. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it, or because who are they to say? You know. Just like, hell, some of the ones that are nowadays considered the best, and I don't think they are, but like Vincent van Gogh couldn't sell his stuff. He couldn't give his stuff away hardly. Now it's worth millions. To some people, it wouldn't be. If I had millions, I wouldn't buy it, but there are people who would. Yeah, you want to put the snowflakes and try to make it look. Just put them around, just like anything else, and don't stay in one place, but definitely don't overdo it on your snowflakes. Don't put your snowflakes all in one spot. Just spread them out, extremely randomly. You know. Let's see what we got. Let's back up here and look. Yeah. Where we at? Oh yeah, we're about ready to wrap it up for today. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. All right, I'm gonna wipe this stick off. And it's good to have something like that. I shaved that little stick down. It was the end of a paintbrush handle to use for small stuff like this. Okay. All right. I don't know, you can see that. So we're going to stop for today on this one. I may do a little short video, and I'm not going much farther. I just wanted to get this wrapped up where I could put it away. I mean, started this several months ago, and I just wanted to get it where I could put it away. But anyway, appreciate you stopping by, and I'll probably do maybe another short on this, and then that's it, and we'll try not to keep going with the same thing. And then I've got another canvas. I'm not sure what we're going to do on that. I'll do an oil, and I wanted to do a grid to show you grids. I know a lot of you know this, so whatever. But I wanted to do a grid something and then paint it on that. Got another canvas. But yep, that is where we're at. And you can look back a couple of days ago where we started to fix this at, and it is what we got. Like I said, may do another short, but I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time.